This is how experienced personal trainers, in brackets, often over 35, are adding an online income stream into their current gym session, gym-based business, even if they hate tech. This is probably for you if you are certainly over 40, if you are over 35 and you didn't grow up with a phone in your hand, or if you did, it was one of the big old brick things. And really, for you, if you've been kind of thinking about, look, probably, I don't know, last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, even time dabbling in online, obviously being forced over COVID to do something online, but never really getting anywhere, like taking it, not taking it seriously, but not getting a serious outcome. So I'm going to go through three main points of this, of how experienced personal trainers, knowledgeable personal trainers are going online with the technophobe way of doing things. Now, I'm going to give you three little shifts I want you to contend with, and I'll break them down one by one. Number one is that the tech is complicated. It's what a lot of people who have that resistance haven't, they want to go online, but they've not managed to make the move. It's often that the tech is complicated. Number two, they're concerned that they're going to have to give up their gym security. They've probably got some clients they like. And number three, there's just this worry that I don't have any time, family, my own training, clients that I've got in the gym, and I don't want to give up that security of the in-person income. I'm going to go through all of those, kind of why some of it's true, some of it's not true. I will take you back, first of all. In fact, let me take you back to tech classes. Now, tech classes for me were sitting with my mate playing, this was junior school, playing Repton 4. And he then started programming, early 90s. I had no clue what he was doing. I remember tech class, by the way, these weren't they were quite rare. And there was these boffins in the class who were, it seemed, I didn't know what the hell they were doing. They're actually programming things. I can't remember exactly what computers we were using at the time. Me, I had trouble logging in. I was probably one of the last people that I knew on Facebook. Now, the good thing is I also went on to build a 7-figure online business. So it didn't stop me. Yes, I took steps to improve my tech knowledge, to get support from other people when I couldn't figure it out. And to be honest, and frankly, I didn't want to, and just reframe the fact that I probably just needed to learn to be a bit more techie. But I'm still not the most technical person in the world. You're not going to see my content that's going to be flashy, like this overproduced, almost ADHD stuff on TikTok or Insta. But love you if that's what your style is, but it's just not mine. And it wouldn't be what I would want to be doing. I want to be a coach. I definitely don't want to be like a full-time influencer, sort of content producer, that kind of thing. So listen, I'm going to start off with that. Number one is tech needs to be complicated. And really, it's not surprising that people think that tech needs to be complicated, because their views on this, you've probably got lots of people on your Facebook feed, you're probably on Insta, and you see people that are doing this, to be blunt, incredibly well. I see it all the time. These guys are they're like professional content producers, it almost seems. Now, that doesn't mean, by the way, that they're making money, but that's what very polished videos, very not even high tech. And I think that's the thing when you've probably been in the gym for sort of 10 years, you've been in the industry for that long. That's the perception of what we almost need to do to compete. This is the game that I'm going to get into. It's like a young man's game, all of that, right? And the reality is that doesn't have to be true. Yeah, there is an online business like that, but that doesn't mean that everyone needs to do that. Now, of course, the tech setup of the program, of all the funnels, people think they have to do Facebook ads. They're going to have to do spend months and months and months creating videos, or even, to be honest, it's even before that. It's I wouldn't even know what platform to choose and all that, right? I'll give you the story of when I first went online. By the way, I'm not suggesting that people do this, but this is what I did. I knew I was a good coach. And what I meant by that, coach, is I understood behavior change mindset coaching. I'd done a master's level degree in, third of a degree, in personal coaching. And I knew that if I had a hour conversation every week with someone around what they were doing around their fitness, their nutrition, their health, with my ability to help them implement and get over themselves, their limiting beliefs, all of this stuff, that I could do quite a good job. Or I just banked on it. Did I have evidence? No. I went in and I joined my first mentor, and the first client I ever signed up, I remember she came on board. I told her it was £1,200, which at the time was about 1,800. She said, yes. She didn't even ask me what it was. I just kind of bodged it a little bit. I said, we're going to do a call a week. She had like business coaches before, so she kind of knew like, yeah, I'll do a call with this person. To be honest, she just bought because she was excitable, and I think she just trusted me. Then I got off the call and I was like, shit, I better know what to do. For about the first year, what my clients got was Skype, email, Excel, Word, and sometimes YouTube. And sometimes YouTube wasn't my ways of doing exercises. To be honest, I'd look at people I trusted and I would send over some form from that. Now, that doesn't mean that I suggest you guys do it now like that. It probably isn't how I would do it now. But the thing what we have to understand is, like, when we're going to do high ticket mindset focused coaching, the value is not in the quality of how everything looks when you're doing it with your clients. Do you know what the value is in? Is in results. And results is downstream from experience, past successes, past results with clients, even if it's in the gym, and fundamentally knowledge. That's what clients are playing for, not whether things look overly pretty. And certainly, look, if you want to go and work with, say, I don't know, guys in their 20s, that might be some expectation for those guys. If you want to build your business around guys, maybe over 35, and I'll say guys, girls, over 35, over 40s, which is often a niche a lot of people who are themselves over 35 and 40 want to end up working with. By the way, they've got more money. This is perfectly fine. Absolutely perfectly fine. Value does not equal everything looking polished and amazing. If you can use MyFitnessPal, if you use online banking, if you can use something like Google Docs and even just like email stuff, to be honest, you can do the version of online, which is the more sort of high ticket coaching version, because the value is in the results you get with the clients, not the months of automations that you put together in a low ticket model. I'm going to go number 2. I've got some notes here. So you're going to need to give up the gym security. If you're 35, 40 plus, you know, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but the likelihood is you might have a family, you might have kids, or, you know, you might be thinking about it at the very least. And the idea that you're just going to need to just drop everything and all of a sudden, you know, become an influencer, go to Dubai and be a digital nomad, all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not surprised that's what people think. 90% of the ads from fitness mentors, fitness business mentors and other mentors, online mentors, is probably showing you a lot of that. They're talking about like building a 7-figure business, which I love. By the way, I'm not bagging on that. I think it's great. Go ahead, really aim for that. But maybe at first, that's probably why you assume that the way of doing this is almost like an all or nothing. I'm in the gym, or I'm going to have to give up everything and then go and start this online business, which is a whole Goliath. The reality is that you don't have to do that. There's an idea of like a hybrid model. And the hybrid is that you have personal training clients. You have that for the security, the consistency. You probably like some of your clients. You probably don't want to just go and give up all of your clients and be like, right, I'm never going to work with you again. But you probably want to work less hours. So whether you do this like mornings, afternoons in the gym, and then, you know, later afternoons in the coffee shop or the home office, or whether you do it like you do sort of at first like 3 or 4 days in the gym, 1 or 2 days at home or online. And then as you start bringing some income into the online, you might choose to just start getting rid of some of the clients that you don't want to work with. That's normally what people do, because they normally have a bunch of clients that they love, but they have some of those which is just a bit of a headache. And obviously, as the income comes up or increases, you could probably drop some of your client hours, maybe stop working the Saturday mornings, maybe just finish a bit earlier, not work evenings. Look, again, I understand why people think it's like all or nothing, and these mentors are going to get me to drop everything that I'm doing in the gym, and I'm just going to shit myself, and I've got all these bills and that. For me, it's like, no, like Ben is a great example. Like, this is evidence perfectly. Ben has been a personal trainer. He's a client of mine. He's been a personal trainer for a decade. He has a really cool, like, personal training business. His whole gig is like likes to get on in the great outdoors. He does a little bit of corporate stuff as well, and he does sort of retreats and then days out with his clients. Goes to climb mountains. He does like fun family days. He does adventure days. All of this kind of stuff, or like a mixture of different things. And so when he came on board, all we did is we said, look, we're not just going to throw all that out. Like, we don't want to. He doesn't want to. He likes doing that. We're just going to start adding a little bit of income in, and look, down the line, when it starts to become enough and we've seen that consistency, maybe we start dropping a day or two in the from the gym clients. Ben, on average, has done done almost exactly $3,200 a month for about the last 4 or 5 months. He's over the moon because that is like extra income on top of the 5 or 6 that he's currently doing from his in-person stuff. That's a fantastic place to be. He does both. And maybe in the future, over time, as we start increasing that income that he's bringing in online, maybe he drops a bit more of the in-person. But Ben lives in leafy Oxfordshire. He doesn't want to go and move to Dubai. He's got no interest in that. If overall, for these income streams from both, that he can do a consistent 10K a month, which is about where he is, he's more than happy. Now, that probably brings me well to the last thing, which is that there is zero time to launch something new. Now, look, again, I like, if we're most fit pros watch the internet. They watch the Hustle and Grind. They watch the 5 a.m. club. They watch the Gary V. You've got to outwork all of these people. They're probably sitting there going, I don't have any more hours in the day. Like, I'm already working, feel like shit by the end of the week sometimes. I work the early shift and the late shift, right? So the idea, like, we're just going to, like, pile loads more stuff in. Because, again, it can feel like if I'm going to launch this big 20K a month business, like, shit, that's going to take a lot of time. And by the way, it certainly does. So let's look at income. If we look at it like this, if you're in the gym, spoke to someone this morning, they were charging $100 per session. Spoke to someone later on in the day and they were charging about $55 a session in dollars. So let's use those, right? That's generally most people charge nearer the sort of 55. This person obviously lived in a decent area. So let's say that you charge $60 an hour. Maybe it's a little bit more, but let's go there. That's great, right? Awesome. Like, it's probably more than some people get paid for work. Obviously, we have to do the outside stuff, but when we launch a high-ticket online coaching program, we do it with a value in the coaching call. And generally what you need to do is bank about an hour a week per client. So Matt is a good example of this. Matt he's charged up to $3,000, but we kind of settled on about $2,000 for a 12-week program with him. If you did the maths, which I did, and I definitely wrote this down, that would be £166 an hour, the equivalent of £166 an hour. Obviously, he's getting paid for the results. So he gets paid this in a package, but that's what it could be, right? So if we're a personal trainer, we're earning $60 an hour, and we've got this ability to earn 3 times as much, that seems like quite a good deal. So if, for instance, time is a real issue and it's literally like, I don't want to get home, be on the laptop at 9 o'clock when everyone's gone to bed. I don't train. I want to have time for spending, evenings with my family, or certainly before they go to bed, or, I can't find another whole day a week. We just bring it down a little bit, the expectations. So let's lowball it, right? Over 12 weeks, and I'm going to lowball it on purpose. Over 12 weeks, you bring in 6 clients. 6 clients paying you $2,000. That I make is $12,000 extra income. Can you find 6 hours a week to be able to put towards the 6 online clients that you would get? That could be like, well, you know, is that all? 6 is not enough clients. 6 clients, that's hardly anything. I'm like, well, yeah. But when you think about it, like I could add in an extra 12K, what would that do for you as a start point? And that's over 90 days, right? Of course, later on down the line, you might find a bit more time. And here's the question. This is what I pose to people. We can be busy. Could we find 6 hours a week to do this new way of working with clients? They might say back, yeah, but it's not just about me working with my coach and my clients. It's the other stuff that I need to do, the admin, the marketing. And I'm like, look, I totally get that. But again, over 12 weeks, like, could we eke out at first 10 hours to work on this new income stream? Like, could we do that? And by the way, this is me saying that you're trying to add in a full 12K over 90 days. Let's say that someone's like, you know what? I would be more than happy when I'm getting started if I added an extra 10K over 12 weeks. Awesome. So we're now down to 5 hours. And because you're doing a high ticket model where you get big cash injections, what you don't need to do is go out and spend hours setting up Facebook ads, setting up complicated funnels. You don't need to get 40 clients to make any sort of money because you're charging $90 or something crazy like that. So the bang for your buck is huge. No one has time, but do you know what? And what's interesting is when personal trainers say to their clients, find the time pockets. Maybe there's time between clients on the down times. Maybe we can find 2 hours here, 3 hours there, 4 hours there. And before we know it, we've got some income in, we've got cash confidence and clients. And you know what? Maybe I could drop some evenings. Who knows, right? So I would say that, yes, I totally get that time is often the issue. If you're over 35, if you're over 40, likelihood is you've got family, hopefully a decently successful personal training business. You're not someone who's sitting on your laptop on the beach 12 hours of the day for free because they're digital nomads. And really their problem is not a lack of time. It's a lack of money, to be honest. It's going to probably be the opposite. So here's what I suggest you do. If you would like a little bit of further training on this, if you put in the comments, second income stream, I'm going to send you over a further training on exactly how you can set this kind of model up, exactly how you can add a second income stream with high ticket, high value, real mindset focused coaching, which means selling programs for high ticket, 2K a pop. So you can add sort of 6 to 10 clients over the next 90 days. Again, this isn't for you if you're wanting to be a content producer or an influencer and you're in your 20s, your early 20s. It's probably not really for you. If you're like, I want to spend the time like getting a really good, building an audience of 100,000 people on TikTok. I love you, but it's probably not for you. And it's probably for you if you're someone who likes working with clients, actually wants to be coaching people, have an impact on people, and have that stepping stone where you can actually get paid your worth, triple your kind of equivalent hourly rates, and do it where you can actually have an impact with clients, like on that mindset basis. Just again, put second income stream in the comments. I'll reach out and I'll give you a copy of the training. All right. Hopefully that was helpful as well. Speak soon.